Alright, hey guys, I'm back, and this time I'm going to take a look at Starsector early game combat with my, just how I'm like to play the game, which is to say I don't play the game, I let the AI do it for me. So, I did a fast start, which is how I started my last game, and it gives you a couple of very good ships. The Hammerhead is a very good destroyer. Actually, I'm still using it in my fleet in the end game. It's very, very good. They're kind of brittle when you're up against some really high-end stuff, but early in the game like this, it's a beater. Also, I should note, I'm playing on easy, which is what everybody recommends for your first couple of games, because you take a little less damage and it's just a little easier on you while you learn the ropes. I probably could bump it to normal now at this point, but for purposes of this demonstration, I picked easy because I recommend anybody who's watching this video should be playing on easy. Also, the Drover class is a light strike carrier. It's got a couple fighter complements. It's got pretty good hull. In fact, it's got better hull than the battleship. And I also have a little custom frigate and a close support frigate, the Lasher class. That's a Centurion. What's this thing got? It's got light assault guns and some missiles, an ion cannon to take down anything it needs to, that sort of thing, and a tanker. So it's a really good start. Now you can do a random start. You'll get a little less power potentially than this start, but you'll have random ships. You might have some more utility ships, or you can start with a salvage fleet and have one of those cool salvage ships to start the game with, which makes all your salvage much more lucrative. In fact, I do recommend you buying a salvage ship as soon as you can. I wish I had known that much earlier. So I just came across this Domain Era probe floating out here. I just started the tutorial. Again, I recommend the tutorial. A, it's a cool story, and B, even if you've seen the story before, you can blow through it very quickly, and it will net you a handful of scrap ships that you can repair over time and build up, and then you've got a really nice starting fleet and several ships you don't care if they get beaten up and destroyed. And I heard this in a video, and I'm going to give this tip as well. If you lose a bunch of ships in a fight, as long as you win and you have pilots and they get experience points, you come out way ahead. Okay, so let's investigate this probe here. We're gonna explore. There's automated defenses. They're just a couple drones. I don't think this is gonna be a tough fight for us. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna engage the defenses. I'm gonna keep my Hammerhead as the capital ship, command ship. I'm just gonna put, let's say, these three ships in. I don't want to spend, well, I mean, it's not going to be a tough fight anyway. So let's just take a look at an early game fight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set everybody to search and destroy rather than full assault. This will make them play a little more, I don't want to say, they aren't going to play super cautiously, but much more cautiously than if you did full assault. And also, when I do search and destroy, it disables, you can see it here in the corner, autopilot, or it enables autopilot, which, by the way, I can't remember if I showed this or not, but autopilot is also defined somewhere here. Oh yeah, it's right here. You can hit U to turn on or off. Keep an eye on the corner. There's been times where my ship's just floating listlessly because I hit a button or a keystroke that must do something with the ship. Like sometimes I find myself hitting WASD to pan the camera around, and of course that pilots your ship. So now I'm going to tab and get into the game itself. You'll see my my capital ship here, not a capital ship, my command ship is just doing its own thing. And here he goes. This is going to be an easy fight. I'll pause the game after this and we'll dig into a bigger fight that's a lot closer, but I just wanted to show it off while I could here. This Domain probe was in my last game that I knew of, I guess. You learn a lot playing the game one time, and that's why I should play on normal, probably. I really want to take over this ship right now and start shooting missiles. I don't know why he's not opening fire. Maybe they're dumb fire. He knows that, and he's better than I am. Alright. Excellent. Claim victory. Pick through the wreckage and get some goodies, including a light assault gun and a Vulcan cannon. It's just nice to have some extra guns. Okay, so I'm going to put a pause here, and I will be back when I go take on the pirates at the near the end of the tutorial with a slightly larger fleet, but they will have a bigger fleet, and I will, rather than run from them, I will tackle them on directly just to show off a little more of an even, tougher combat in the early game. Okay, I'm back, and this time I'm going to be facing off with the new ships I've added to my fleet. I got really lucky. I got another hammerhead, and this one came with a railgun, which is a really nice weapon to start the game with. And I also got a light attack carrier that I was able to equip with a couple of broadsword heavy fighter wings. And of course my drover, and I got another... I got a kite class shuttle. These are terrible. Same with this civilian transport that's not really used for combat. I got a second lasher, I think, Centurion. No, maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm thinking of one that I thought was going to get, and I salvaged it. I got a wolf class. These are cool because they can like short range teleport. So I got a couple ships. Again, this is just the early part of the game. If you do a fast start, you get a fairly sizable fleet to start the game with. You don't have to do this route. But if you're learning the game and you just want to have fun with it, this is what I did, and I had a blast. So I'm gonna these very first wave of pirates you can fight. They started running from me. I had to chase them down. So I'm going to pursue them, and actually you can order your second whenever you see this option. It's basically auto combat. You won't even see the combat. It'll just do it for you. And if you see it down here in the corner, offers no risk to your ships, but likely less effective than commanding the pursuit yourself. So I could just have my second in command, whoever that is, just do this fight. I could just select the ships that I want to go into the fight and then hit OK, boom. Because I think that happens when you have a large enough fleet versus their smaller fleet. You can just auto combat it. But to show this off, I'm going to do this. I'm going to transfer command with the engagement. I'm going to pick just a couple of my... Oh, that's not what I do. I'm not going to transfer command. I'm going to keep command in my starting hammerhead. I'm going to take command of the action. We're just going to put in 4 ships. In fact, we're not going to even use a second hammerhead. We're going to use a wolf, and we're going to use... let's look at what it would look like if I did the default start when you have a wolf class, and you've got like a couple other things. Let's go with this. Let's take this out. Well, I would have this because I got this as part of... These two I would have had. I wouldn't have this. I would have this. Let's just do it with the drover. So this is going to be a much more fair fight. I should still win, but I guess I don't know I'm going to win. So let's just see what happens. So there's quite a few more ships here for us. We are once again... we could do search and destroy. I'm going to do it with everybody. I'm going to have this kite class shuttle. I'm going to right click on this carrier and have the kite class shuttle sort of escort the carrier. That took up a command point doing that. If I cancel the order, I don't know if I can cancel that. No, maybe I can't. I'm not sure. Let's get rid of this. I don't want him to be flying around like an idiot. I thought there was a way. Cancel assignment. Here we go. And that got me my point back. But I do want to do it, so I'm going to spend a command point, and he's going to protect this ship. So let's just... Now, here's something else that's kind of silly. Because I have no command ship in the fight, if I hit tab, I just see empty space. And I can't really move my camera too much around, because I'm not in the fight. So I'm going to have to click on something like this. This guy here might be good. Actually, it'll be a hammerhead. He'll be closer to the enemy. And hit F to get a video feed and watch from there. And then it paused it. I think I have that set in the option to pause when I use a new video feed. So here comes my ships, and honestly, you don't even have to auto combat or auto pilot when you don't have your own command ship in the fight. That's just how it works. In fact, although you can take command of transfer command, so I could transfer command to this hammerhead right now if I wanted to play as him. But that's not really the scope of this video. So let's get back to the video feed of this hammerhead and watch the fight. I think we're actually... This guy might be a bit of a challenge. This is an enforcer class. He's pretty tough for our ships. The hammerhead will probably be able to take him, especially with that railgun. But I'm not super well versed. I know it sounds like I know what I'm talking about. I don't. I'm just kind of going from what I remember and looking at the weapons in this thing. But those thumpers I remember being pretty damaging, but short range, maybe? Not totally sure. Oh, look at that. Good job. Let's watch this guy fight. Because I'm pretty sure everybody else is taken care of. Like, here's another thing, too. Like, we've got this carrier is doing his own thing. Let's right-click these guys and go straight after this target. And then that's going to take command points. And then this drover, let's come up here and support the hammerhead. And have him also go up here and attack. Alright, let's get back to it. So that's what I'm talking about by, like, in the early game, kind of managing the fights and doing what you hope is for the best, and sometimes just isn't. I think that's going to do it. Let's pause it a second. He's got some good weapons on him. He's got silent SRMs, light assault guns, harpoon MRMs, medium range missiles. He's got that real gun. Yep, there he goes. Alright. Claim victory. That's it. That should be how the early game kind of goes for you. Now I can claim this, I can seize this fighter. Problem is, he's got compromised armor, faulty power grid, degraded engines, and an unreliable subsystem. I don't want him. I'm going to hit continue and just take all the junk instead. So there you go. There you go. Alright. So that's that. I'm going to call it here. I just wanted to show that off a little bit. Hopefully that's what you guys were looking for, a little early game combat. After your fight's over, don't forget to level up not just your guy, but your fleet characters as well. So there you go. Let's get that leveled up. Alright. Alright, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.